okay with it, too? Tom?
Yeah, I think so.
We won't.
Well, yeah, I think, yeah, as long as we get staff support, yeah, I don't know that we need to confer on
vote
anything.
right now.
Yeah, I think we're all
All right.
You good?
Yep.
Al?
Not yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
I know, I always, did I miss the head nod? I think Tim bugged the computer. He's trying to slow it down.
It's coming, I promise. You can go ahead, Tom.
Yes? Okay. Okay, we'll call to order the Sylvania Township Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. And could I ask for a roll call, please?
Mr. Hellberg.
Here?
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Hayes.
Here.
Okay, next I'm going to ask if we can get a approval for the minutes from the April 6, 2015 meeting. If anybody needs to look at it or anybody has any questions or corrections, if not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it. But I can't really say. I wasn't here.
Oh.
So it will just have to,
Wait till next month. Okay.
Actually, Mr. Hayes could still vote on it. A few weeks ago, I was down in Columbus for a Ohio Township Association zoning managers meeting, and that question did come up. You know, and they had some attorneys there that are familiar with zoning law, and they said that a member could vote even if they weren't vote on the minutes, even though they weren't present for the previous meeting, because otherwise you could conceivably have that if members leave the board or whatever, the minutes would never get approved. In theory, they could just keep going and going. And
Have you had a chance to look at them?
Motion, I second it.
Okay, looked at it. Okay. All right, I guess that's what we're doing. Something new tonight.
Mr. Hellberg.
Yes.
Mr. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Hayes.
Yes.
So that seminar, that thing paid itself off already?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking over, I don't see any old business. Does anybody have any old business? If not, we will move on to new business, which we have a variance request for a rear and side yard setback from 20 feet and 10 feet required, respectively, to 5 feet and 5 feet provided, respectively, for the property located at 3119 Central Park West. And before we hear the staff report, I'm going to ask anybody here who may be speaking on behalf of this matter, could I ask you to raise your right hand? And do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, now we will ask for the staff report.
The applicants wish to construct an auto wash facility on the northwest corner of Central Avenue and Central Park West. The property is currently occupied by a daycare. The proposed project has gone through the project plan review process and will conform to all state and county requirements. Township Fire Department and zoning requirements are also being met, save this one variance request. The requested variance is to Section 1403 of the Sylvania Township Zoning Resolution, requiring a rear setback of 20 feet and a side setback of 10 feet in order to site their refuse dumpster 5 feet from the rear and 5 feet from the west side property lines. This request represents a variance of 15 feet on the rear setback and 5 feet on the side setback. A dumpster with an accompanying enclosure and concrete pad does constitute a structure for the purpose of this zoning regulation. The reason for this variance request is that the applicants feel that the conformance to the setback requirements would constrict the operation of the proposed business and would place the dumpster in a less aesthetically acceptable location on the site. The property to the immediate north of the subject property is zoned C2 PUD and thus does not conform to the standard setback regulations. The main building on that site is less than 10 feet from the property line. That puts the proposed location for the dumpster less than 15 feet from the neighboring building to the north. The property to the immediate west of the proposed dumpster location is a commercially zoned vacant lot. Deputy Chief Mike Freilich of the Sylvania Township Fire Department issued the following statement regarding the proposed location of the dumpster. Quote, in reference to the proposed car wash at 3119 Central Park West in Sylvania Township, the location of the dumpster proposed during the PPR is the best location for it based on the other locations discussed to move it during the PPR to allow it to conform to zoning code. The other locations on the property discussed during the meeting would create limited access for fire vehicles, possibly hindering our operation during a fire or EMS rescue emergency event, end quote. Sylvania Township zoning staff recommends approval of the requested variance. Staff acknowledges that there is no practical difficulty warranting the requested variance. There are other locations on the subject property that the applicant could cite the dumpster in order to be compliant with the zoning resolution. And while the zoning resolution does not address aesthetics, its purpose in part is to promote the health, safety, and general welfare of the property owners and the public within Sylvania Township. In this regard, staff feels that the proposed location for the dumpster would be an improvement over the existing situation on the subject property, as well as potentially beneficial to the Township Fire Department. Further, the granting of this variance would create no substantial detriment to the adjoining properties or alter the character of the commercial developments in the area. Staff does recommend, however, that if the Board of Zoning Appeals elects to approve this variance, that it impose strict conditions on the applicant in regards to screening and landscape.
Okay, thank you. One thing I failed to do before as we move forward, you have 3 board members. So any decision we have to do now, one is on the way, but any decision we have now would need to be unanimous. It's normally a majority, but there's 3 of us. So I just wanted to make sure you as the applicant, you're still comfortable moving forward today.
I'm sorry.
We would have to be unanimous because there's only 3 of us. And I just wanted, if you're comfortable, move forward. If not, you always have the option to defer. But I just wanted at least, would you like to proceed?
Yeah, I feel fine.
Okay, thank you. So, first I'll ask the board if there's any questions so far from the staff report. I have one quick one. The building that's obviously immediately it butts up to, that's from my recollection, that's basically a solid wall. I mean, there's nothing where the dumpster is. I mean, it's going to be very close. There's nothing, and there's going to be a landscape strip, so there'll be nothing coming out into the dumpster screening area from the existing building on lot 2.
Yeah, that's just a lot. They have a back door there and some. I walked back there last week. Looked like some old shelving and.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just. It's not a receiving area. It's not where they put their trash. It's not where their customers or employees come in. I think it's just basically a fire exit door, and they've just got some.
Is there a wall,
junk
though?
along there.
Is there a wall between the 2 lots or any kind of barrier?
No, right now there is. If you can see this one. This white fence extends down that property line. Here's the current dumpster for the daycare, which I hate to admit it, it's meeting the zoning regulations where it is, but obviously that's not anywhere anybody would truly want it. And it's no enclosure or anything. But yeah, the white, I guess this is a play area for the daycare. I'm not sure. There's this white fence that extends all the way down the side.
So will that fence still be there, though, in the back?
That white fence?
Yeah, where the dumpster is butting up against it? Will there be any barrier between the 2 lots?
Well, that's for the applicant to address. There'll be a 5-foot landscape barrier, but as far as putting up a fence, again, that's for the applicant to address, and if the board wants to set that as a condition, for the approval of this variance, that they can do so.
Unless there's any more questions at this point, we'll ask if there's somebody here to speak on behalf of this matter, and if there is, we'll ask you to come to the podium. And then please sign in and state your name.
Name's Mark Myers.
Thank you.
Do you want me to complete the address, phone, and all that here, or just sign in on the sheet?
If you can put your address, it'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Basically, what we would do with the dumpster that's right there now, in the other picture, is move it from that location right there, which is where in the drawing is going to be a vacuum area where cars will pull in. So basically, we would put the dumpster right about where that place is right there, which would be in compliance, but it would take away a vacuum spot for us. It would take away from the aesthetics of the property, and also could hinder, I think, different things. So what we would like to do is move it into the corner there. It would be completely fenced in with a privacy fence that we plan on running along both property lines anyway. The fence is the current fence that we're using right now, and that's a wooden privacy fence that's about 5 foot high. So the fencing would still be, the fencing would just, that we would put up will replace the white 5 foot fencing that's there, but then in addition to that, we would fence in the entire dumpster, which is currently the exact same scenario we have,
Okay.
where it would have doors where you see the doors on the opening there.
Right.
There are two swing doors that are on wheels that open like that, so then the truck could easily pull straight in, dump it, and then back straight out.
So it will be fully enclosed, even with front gates.
It'll be 100% enclosed.
And just kind of for the record to clarify, I think your site plan says 6 foot fence.
Okay, then
Okay,
6
so
foot.
it will be 6 foot.
6 foot.
Okay.
And I would have no problem signing any documentation or anything to confirm that it would be completely enclosed and not visible. Okay. We don't want it visible.
And then they're proposing a 5 foot landscape strip, which would be part of their overall site plan, what goes in there to comply.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Looks pretty
So really, I mean, in our opinion, it works better for everything, everybody. You're not looking at a dumpster. It's completely enclosed, isolated, non-visible, and it has easy access for the trucks to come in and out, safety-wise to pull in and out, and also, works with other township people and the fire department, things like that.
Right. This is pretty much built from scratch, what we're doing here now with your new...
Yeah, we're gonna unfortunately, because it is a beautiful building, we're gonna take everything down,
Okay.
and it'd sort of be a complete greenfield site.
Okay. Mr. Slaughter, have you had a chance to review the case?
Yeah, and a couple quick questions. You may have just addressed them, but
No, that's fine, Tim.
sorry. For
I'm Mark
tardiness.
Myers.
Mark, how are you?
Good.
So, the fence, the white fence that's there,
Correct.
that stays or comes down,
Comes down.
and and then you have a landscape strip here of 5 feet.
A
On
landscape,
the site plan there.
Yes.
Deja vu. It's like deja vu.
Is that what you said?
I'm teasing.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just went over that.
You guys are smart.
That's good. You're asking, that's good.
yeah, that's
So
correct.
what does that consist of?
You mean inside the landscape strip?
What you gonna, arborvitae? What are you going to put there as a buffer between?
We're going to put up
Or
another
use-
fence.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll put up another 6-foot privacy fence.
Okay.
And then the privacy fence will run across there, then it'll run all the way down the other side of the property. 2 reasons: it keeps the cars in line,
Sure.
and also aesthetically, the back of the catering hall, like Daryl mentioned, it just cities have a bunch of racks, and it's kind of not the most aesthetically appeasing thing.
You said racks or racks?
Racks and yeah, but you know what I mean. If you walk back there,
It's like
there's
I got
weeds,
misquoted there.
It's kind of a catch-all area, and also it helps aesthetically with our brand
Sure.
Okay, now I
What's
can
the
see.
purpose
Okay.
of the 2 lanes?
to double stack cars, and it improves our throughput through the wash. It's a method that's used in all new car washes when they can, when the property will permit.
Do you do interior, or is this just exterior?
Strictly exterior, and then we'll have 17 free vacuum spots for people to go in and self-vacuum.
That's what's up here. Okay.
Right.
So it's my understanding it's also completely unmanned. It's all automated.
Yeah, the pay station is unmanned. The car wash itself, we always have typically 2 to 3 employees there on site at all times. That we're open. We're not it's not a 24-hour.
So that pay station is that white and black little.
There's 2 pay stations. They are located right there. Correct.
Yeah. So they either side.
Correct.
So the one on the left side pays through the passenger window,
No.
or is there one on the?
That black square right
Okay.
there.
Gotcha.
Right.
Any other questions, comments?
Thank you.
I got one.
Sure. Mr. Hayes?
Type of fence.
Mhm.
Do you have, I would like to see I'm kind of a nut on the fencing around here. So I would like the same type of fence, fence put up that like Taylor Cadillac has. It's a little bit more expensive than the wood fence. I think it's more aesthetically pleasing and seems to hold up better. We've put that down many times on many places around here with fencing. I would like to see that incorporated in there. Other than that, I don't have any other problems with it. But just to keep the aesthetics of the whole area, someday when my great grandkids, or maybe you'll see that everything will have the same type of fencing, and it's just a thought.
If I'm not mistaken, so it's the material similar to that white fence that's there, except it's solid posts.
No, it's a wood.
Wood.
No. What you're proposing, the Taylor.
What I'm proposing
right?
is he's proposing a wood.
It's vinyl.
Yours is vinyl, isn't it?
Right, mine's
Yes.
vinyl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have this variance isn't include the entire property, so can we put this? We're only looking at the.
No, yeah, you can make a condition that the enclosure and the fencing be of that material. That's what. So it would be a privacy fence, but it would be a white vinyl, is what Mr. Hayes is suggesting, and it would be consistent with a lot of what's been put in on Central Avenue, on stuff that's appeared before us. I don't know if you have any objection to that, but that's so. There's aesthetically, there's a consistent look.
It's not a deal breaker for me. I don't see it. I don't see it as a problem. If that's something that Sylvania really wants, I completely understand if you want consistency
Correct.
throughout your township. I guess I would just like to make sure that I'm not being singled out, that
Oh, you're
other
not.
people will have to follow the same process.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'd be 100% good with it. It's just a little deviation. We only have one car wash, so it's not like all of our car washes have
I
this
understand.
situation. My main concerns are that it's maintenance-free and that it's aesthetically nice. This project is about $2.2 to $2.4 million, and I don't want to scrimp. We're not scrimping anywhere on the fence. We're not, we're mainly putting the fence up to hide
Right.
other stuff that's around
I
there.
understand.
And I know exactly what kind of fencing that's there right now. It's a nice fence. It's just our brand is a Key West brand, which is more of the rustic wood type scenario. That's why we actually went with it. Our fence is probably more money than this, to be very honest with you. But if that's a requirement and that's what you guys want, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
But that fence is all not fiberglass, but is it fiberglass? It's vinyl.
Vinyl.
It's vinyl.
Yeah, it's vinyl, so it's sturdy.
Vinyl or PVC.
Yeah. Just so it's sturdy and durable, and it'll probably get hit by a couple cars anyway.
Any other questions? Is there anybody else here to speak on behalf of this matter? If not, I'll ask the board. I don't know if this is a matter we're prepared to vote on now. I'm feeling that we are. Okay. Somebody want to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the variance and add that variance with the fence.
Okay, so the variance as submitted, along with the fence and the screening as presented on the site plan. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I just want to make sure we have enough
Right.
detail. Okay, and you wanted to specify the
That
material.
vinyl fence.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not comfortable with that. I personally, especially if it violates their brand, and I think they should be, I have no problem with them having an aesthetically pleasing fence, but at the same time, I don't think we should dictate the type of fence they have. This is,
Well, we have in about the last 8 or 10 fences we've put up.
not that
This
I,
one. Well, you weren't here.
I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
that's my thoughts.
Oh, I mean, it's an interesting point, because I think in this case, it's going to probably, what they're proposing is of high quality. It's just a different type of look.
Yeah, my thoughts are that I'm familiar with other townships, things like that. They want certain types of brick, certain kinds of design, so they have continuity throughout their town. And I understand all that. I just wouldn't feel personally that it's right if I'm required to conform to something. I do this, change my brand a little bit, and then
Sure.
next year I see somebody putting up a different kind of fence that was okayed after I didn't get it okayed, and it was similar to what I wanted. Then I would kind of feel like, well, why did they do this to me? But they're letting them do it. What I wanted was the same exact thing. That's my only
I
thoughts.
totally understand that, but that's not the way we've done it. But if we can change that, we each have an individual vote on it.
I see.
Daryl, do you have a picture of his current car wash that shows the fence that he
Yeah,
has up
that's a good
there?
idea.
I've been by it a number of times. I just haven't paid attention to it. Right by my chiropractor.
Oh, that helps me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be helpful.
Ted the Turtle, is that?
Yeah, that's it, but I don't know if the website's going to give you a picture of the fence.
Oh.
No, it doesn't.
If you go Google Maps, you could probably
Yeah.
do a street view. So if you hit its location, go to the maps.
Just wonder if there's anything.
sort of understand why he's not emphasizing the dumpster area. Where are you at? There you go.
There you go.
So
Yep,
is that
that's
the
it.
wood stockade fence back there?
Yeah.
Between there and the hot dog?
Yep, there it is.
Seems to look like a typical. I guess that's about the
Yeah, that's your best picture is going to be right there. If you can zoom that anymore, I don't know.
That's as far as I can go.
This would be my thought. I mean,
So that
I
runs
don't think- I
along
don't think
the
white-
north
I don't think the
boundary
white blows
line
away his
Yeah, I
look,
thought this-
and the west
and
boundary line?
that's pretty
Correct.
much a standard stockade. So I think here, I don't think he's compromising. I mean, I'm okay with that. Your point's a very
Yeah,
good one.
I'm-
I think, yeah, that was a good. That was good. Okay, I think we're back to. So Mr. Hayes has got a motion. I think we're okay now. I think so. Now there's a motion on the floor for approving the variance as submitted, along with fencing, doing the white vinyl. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hayes?
Yes.
Mr. Slaughter?
Yes.
Mr. Halbert?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
All right.
So is it approved
Yes, it's-
with the vinyl or
It's with the vinyl. It's with the white vinyl.
I'll tell you guys honestly, I originally picked the white vinyl for this car wash.
Right.
Yeah.
My wife, who rules,
Right.
Yeah, she's
that's
good.
not a Key West look. Go to Key West, Mark. Tell me how many white vinyl, fences you see. You see rough wood, rustic this, with the shutters.
Right.
That's the look. I'm like, okay. I
Right.
thought we'd go the white vinyl, So,
Yeah, I
so
mean, it is a personal thing. I think both
It's-
good quality,
yeah.
but I feel,
I
I
don't
think
think
we're
it bothers
accomplishing
me.
two things. Yeah, I don't think we're
not gonna-
compromising your
It's
style.
not going
I
to
think
cost us one car.
Yeah, it's going to look nice.
And from a maintenance perspective, you'll work out in the long run.
Yeah.
They-
Probably will. The thing with that fence is what the look is once it starts to, the sun beats it, and that's the look you really want to get to versus the brand new
Sure.
Right.
look. So
We get sun.
we're good.
Well, great. I think good luck with it. Sounds. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for putting it in the township. If there be, no, I think we're all set.
Yep. Thank you.
you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
What's your step there?
And unless we've got any other business before us, if there isn't anything else, then I would make a motion for adjournment.
Motion to move to adjourn?
Second.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Slaughter?
Yes.
Mr. Halbert?
That was you.
Mr. Hayes?
Yes again. Sorry.
Yes.
As soon as he
Move
Okay.
these things up to 4
He said, well, yes.
I did say it, yeah. Thanks, guys. That was really, I think it's the process at its best. That was good. I understood his point. I kind of felt it wasn't a financial thing.
No,
It's like
it was-
and then once we saw it, it's like, this
Well, the way he presented it, though, he was like,
wasn't anything great. Tremendously Key West. He had all this white trim and all
that
this.
was my that's why I was like, oh, come on, man. He's talking about it as being rustic, and I'm like, well, that wasn't rustic really at all. The one they have. So